Cyclone MMA. I recently watched a video titled Proof That Conor McGregor is from the Future. I thought the video was a little silly, like why would a time traveler become an MMA fighter and want to fight people in a cage? Wouldn't you rather just invest in Bitcoin or win the lottery or something? It puzzled me that someone actually believed that an MMA fighter could be a time traveler, and that is when I realized that Khabib Nurmagomedov is from the future. And before I continue, I want to clear something up. When I say from the future, I don't necessarily mean time traveler. I mean, he could be a time traveler, but he also could be just a fortune teller or a seer or a wizard or something. Don't get caught up with the title. I'm just saying that there's magic at play here. Anyways, let's first talk about why Conor McGregor is not a time traveler. Let me ask you this. If you know you're going to get your ass kicked in a fight, why on earth would you take that fight, right? Conor has 4 losses on his MMA record and a loss in boxing. Wouldn't he just fake an injury to avoid losing? I know I would. The only fight I'd make an exception for is the Floyd Mayweather fight, where Conor proved to be a really good boxer and made some serious money in the process. Khabib, on the other hand, has a completely clean record, 29-0, a record that's almost too perfect for a mere mortal. The thing that got me to start thinking about Khabib in this mystical way is his breakdown of Tony Ferguson after Tony's loss to Justin Gaethje. In an interview with Brett Okamoto, Khabib predicted that Tony would lose his next fight.
Tony Ferguson's time is finished. Now he gonna come back. Someone gonna beat him again. I believe.
This ended up being true, as Tony would lose a fight to Charles Oliveira, and yes, Khabib could have just predicted the fight correctly, but at the time, Tony was a pretty heavy favorite to beat Charles, and Tony was looked at for many years to be the guy to dethrone Khabib. Maybe Khabib has a really good fighting mentality and understanding of the fight game, or maybe he's a time-traveling wizard, man. I can't think of a time that Khabib has wrongly predicted his fights either. He predicts smash and smash happens.
Tomorrow night, I'm gonna smash your boy, guys.
There's the time!
One thing Khabib is known to do in his fights is talk to his opponents. Often, he literally begs them to give up, like he did against Michael Johnson.
Good to give up. I didn't fight with Teddy. You know exciting stuff. You agree?
Could this be Khabib using mental warfare, or could it simply be an instance of Khabib not wanting to hurt his opponents any further since he knows the outcome of the event? Also, why did Khabib say "you know this" to Michael Johnson after explaining to him that he needs to fight for the title? Is Michael Johnson also a time traveler? It all starts to make sense when you realize that Michael Johnson has a win over the best fighter of all time, Artem Lobov. Anyways, back to Khabib. During his fight with Justin Gaethje, Khabib initially goes for an armbar, but switches to a triangle submission instead.
And so when he was going to the submission, he was going to do the armbar, but he had heard Justin all week saying he would never tap, and he didn't want to hurt him in front of his parents.
Maybe Khabib predicted that Justin wouldn't tap to an armbar, or maybe he knew he wouldn't tap because he had lived that moment before. My final piece of evidence may stun some of you, but I recently came across a photograph taken in Sweden in 1967. A photograph taken before Khabib was even born. And I noticed something a little strange in the picture. I noticed a police officer in the picture looking at something with concern. And then after zooming and enhancing the image, I noticed a picture that looks oddly just like Khabib with his Dagestani hat and MMA gloves on. Coincidence? I think not. Also in this photograph is a picture of Bigfoot, but that's probably just photoshopped or something. So what do you guys think? Is Khabib just one of the best fighters of all time? Or is he actually a time traveler? Let me know in the comment section below. And stay tuned for my next video where I explain that Colby Covington is a lizard person. Peace. Amanda Nunes versus Megan Anderson.
Amanda. Duh.
Next we got Artem Lobov. We're going to stick him right up at S tier. Just kidding.